So I'm definitely here at the D23 Expo. It's about 4:35 a.m. I'm here for the parks presentation because I want to get here early enough where I can get a seat because I'm looking forward to that immensely. Let's check this out. Okay, just past security. There's nobody in the center part. The other days this has been full, but there's nobody here today just because it's so early. And you can see here these green lines. This is where they segment people in line to wait, because it's not just like one big mass. They segment you into lines. So I wasn't really sure where to park. I tried to get into the Toy Story lot today, but yeah, they're definitely closed. I had a hunch they were closed, so I ended up parking at the Clarion. You're able to pay to park there, so I like the free parking with Toy Story, but you know, I'm here early enough where the park's nowhere near closed. Toy Story lot I think opens 90 minutes before the park opens, and we're easily like 4 hours, 5 hours before the park opens. Okay, so I'm here. Managed to get in line. Lots of people are sleeping here. Some people have like bags and stuff, and they play movies up there for people in line, Disney movies and different Disney clips. So there is a grill down here that you can get food at. Looks not that busy compared to the coffee stand. So that is nice that there's options. And there is a women's restroom and a men's restroom down here. So, I mean, you don't have to worry about not going to the restroom. So it's 6:30. There's more and more people coming in. Looks like they've stopped letting gold members into the line for the parks panel. But the hall line over there is slowly filling up. So it's about 8:30. Standby line is full. Gold line is full. Pretty sure the reservation line is almost full. Okay, we're finally moving. Woo! Finally out of that dark hall.
All the way down, that's long under the seat, okay? All the way down, folks, all the way down.
It touches us in big ways and small ways.
We brought you to the edge of the galaxy, and now we're going to give you superpowers.
There was an idea. To bring together a group of remarkable people. See if they could become something more.
Starting with the first ever Spider-Man themed attraction at a Disney park. Through a combination of classic effects and innovative technologies, guests will be able to sling webs just like Spider-Man in an interactive, totally cool but family-friendly adventure. But once you've worked up the appetite from all that web slinging, you can head over to the PIM Test Kitchen. Because we've seen how Ant-Man and the Wasp use PIM particles, right, to either grow or shrink just about anything. Well, guess what? In this kitchen, PIM Technologies is using them to grow and shrink food. It's going to be a lot of fun. And for the first time ever, these campuses will give you a chance to meet Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Web will be home to our incredible Spider-Man experience. Yes. It just so happens that Peter Parker is one of the many aspiring inventors at Web. And you'll get to experience some of the cool new tech that he and his friends are working on. We will be welcomed to an open house where the kids are excited to invite us for a test drive of their latest invention, the Web Slinger vehicle, which allows anyone to sling webs, just like Peter's buddy, Spider-Man. And of course, Spider-Man will be there himself to show us how it's done. Peter has also been working on these adorable little spider bots. Unfortunately, they are not ready for prime time at all. Smack in the middle of the open house excitement, the spider bots start glitching, replicating themselves over and over again, and escape out into the campus. Now Peter needs our help. Our help. Our test drive of the Web Slinger vehicle instead turns into a real mission where we must work alongside Spider-Man to web up all these bots. A lot of excitement ensues, I guarantee it. Those of you interested in the mystic arts can learn from the Sorcerer Supreme himself, Dr. Strange, and explore the ruins of a mysterious California sanctum. Around the campus, you'll encounter Black Widow, Star-Lord, Gamora, Groot, and visiting from Wakanda, Black Panther, and Adore Milaje. Thor will also be visiting from Asgard, and keep an eye out, because you never know when his nefarious brother Loki will show up.
But opening as part of the second phase of development will be an all-new adventure that put guests, or should I say, all of you recruits, into a test to thrilling experience alongside the Avengers. And for the very first time, we all get to step aboard a Quinjet and fly to Wakanda and beyond. But when you're around the Avengers, nothing really goes according to plan, so we'll find ourselves caught up in an even bigger adventure. One where we all have to step up, suit up, and team up. Alongside the Avengers in an epic battle to save our world against one of the most powerful villains they have ever faced. Now, to create something of this magnitude, our Imagineers are hard at work conceiving an all-new, innovative ride system to put you in the middle of the action. And as Nick Fury said, you become a part of a bigger universe. You just don't know it yet. This new attraction will be part of Phase 2, but Phase 1 will open in Anaheim next year. As always, Spaceship Earth will remain the park's grand icon. You know, since the very beginning, Spaceship Earth has stood for the ideas and values that represent Epcot and told the story of humanity through great moments of courage, creativity, and discovery. And there's simply nothing else like it. And so we couldn't even think about an Epcot of the future without putting a little bit of new magic into this Epcot original. The new Spaceship Earth will still feature great moments of human history. But instead of inventions and technology, we'll focus on something that binds all of humanity together: storytelling. Many of the scenes you know and love will remain, but we'll bring them to life in amazing new ways. We're also adding new scenes to reflect the universal nature of the human experience. And in addition to the fresh narration, you'll have a new guide. In each moment of your journey, you'll follow a magical light that we call our story light, which will play a central role in the experience. The story light will come to life in dynamic ways, giving each scene energy and stunning beauty while creating a narrative that ties your journey together. Spaceship Earth has stood for 37 years as an icon of Epcot, Walt Disney World, and the Walt Disney Company. And we are excited to evolve this unique attraction in a way that will resonate with the wide array of guests who visit Walt Disney World. Now, as you leave Spaceship Earth through a newly designed exit space, you'll come to one of the most breathtaking views of any of our parks. You'll look out at a completely transformed Epcot with sweeping views as far as World Showcase. And we call this Dreamer's Point because Epcot encourages all of us to dream together. And we thought there would be no better place to feature a new statue of our founder, Walt Disney. Now, continuing your journey through World Celebration, you'll explore gardens that'll pique your curiosity and give you opportunities to engage with your surroundings. A wishing tree that comes to life in surprising ways. A story fountain that celebrates the power and music of iconic Disney storytelling. And a pavilion that's the perfect place for live events, which have become the home base for Epcot's signature festivals. It features a plaza level, a mid-expo level, and a park that sits in the sky with a perfect vantage point for all of our new nighttime spectaculars. Wow. This beautiful structure will have one of the most unique designs in any of our parks and will fast become a new icon for Epcot. Now let's visit World Discovery, where stories about science, technology, and now intergalactic adventure come to life. And as you know, we're developing a Guardians of the Galaxy themed attraction that will be the first Otherworld Showcase Pavilion at Epcot. The adventure starts in the Galaxarium, a planetarium-like presentation that will take you from Earth to the planet Xandar and back. Then you'll all be invited to board the Nova ship to see our world from space. But of course, when the Guardians of the Galaxy show up, you can be sure that adventure will soon follow. Now, we've already announced this attraction will feature an invention, right? Remember the storytelling coaster that rotates to focus on where the action is? But what we didn't tell you is that coaster will also feature our first ever reverse launch into space. It's going to be awesome. And I'm happy to announce that the name of this blockbuster attraction will be Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. Mission Space Pavilion to include a new restaurant that's going to be, well, out of this world. Guests will board a unique elevator for a journey to connect to a space station. And all along the way, viewports will give you real-time looks at where you've been and where you're headed at night from 220 miles high above Epcot. And that height is the inspiration behind the name of this one-of-a-kind restaurant, which is called Space 220. Now, we previously announced that the pavilion that once housed the wonders of life would be transformed into a place celebrating the power of play. In this digital metropolis called Play Pavilion, you'll discover an interactive city bursting with experience, games, and activities that connect you with your friends, family, and some of your favorite characters. You can use your creative skills to help the legendary fashion icon Edna Mode on her quest to rid the world of uninspired style. And make a splash competing in an epic water balloon fight hosted by our favorite Disney ducks, Huey, Dewey, Louie, and Webby. You'll meet and play with Disney friends, both real and virtual, like never before. And this experience will be open in time for Walt Disney World's 50th anniversary. And we certainly can't wait for you to experience all that World Discovery has to offer. Now let's jump to World Nature, which is dedicated to understanding and preserving that balance of our natural world. And we have two new offerings in this special part of the park. First, the Land Pavilion's new film, Awesome Planet, which showcases the beauty, diversity, and dynamic story of Earth, will start welcoming guests in January of 2020. Second, as we announced at the start of D23 Expo, we're adding an all-new experience to World Nature, the Journey of Water. It's a lush Moana-inspired exploration trail that allows guests to meet and play with magical living water. Here, water has a life and a mind of its own, just like Moana's friend the ocean. And in keeping with Epcot's tradition as a place where guests can discover the world, you'll learn all about the importance of the natural water cycle. Our last neighborhood is World Showcase, where we're bringing new magic to several of our pavilions, starting with China. Our Imagineers are creating an all-new Circle Vision presentation that will be filmed and shown for the very first time in a completely seamless digital 360-degree digital format. And we're calling it Wondrous China. And speaking of films, I'm excited to announce that Canada Far and Wide Circle Vision 360 will debut in January of 2020. And that features new scenes and a whole new story. Now our next update is the France Pavilion, which is already a fan favorite, but will soon also become a family favorite. At Destination D, we announced that the Pavilion Theater will now present a double feature when Impressions de France will be joined by a new film for the entire family. A Beauty and the Beast sing-along that will have everyone singing to their favorite songs while enjoying a comedic twist to this tale as old as time. And we invite you to be our guest when this new film debuts in January of 2020. And also coming to the France Pavilion will be Remy. Of course, the culinary king of Paris, with Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. Now this attraction will be situated in an entirely new area of the pavilion. And inside, guests will shrink down to the size of Remy and then race through Cousteau's famous restaurant on a wild adventure. And today we can announce that Remy's Ratatouille Adventure will be ready to serve up fun in the summer of 2020. Okay, so I'm going to guess that this journey through a French kitchen might have worked up a little bit of an appetite. So to help curb your cravings, we're going to bring a classic French favorite to the pavilion. The Crêperie de Paris will start serving in time for summer of 2020 and will offer both table and quick service options. So I'm sure by now you've guessed that we're bringing Mary Poppins to Epcot. The United Kingdom Pavilion will be home to the first ever Mary Poppins attraction in a Disney theme park. Can you imagine that? Based on the Disney Mary Poppins film, Cherry Tree Lane will soon join the UK Pavilion as an entirely new neighborhood. You'll be able to step down Cherry Tree Lane past Admiral Boom's home and then enter number 17, the home of the Banks family, where your adventure begins. Now we'll share more as this project develops, but we know that you're going to love stepping into this magical world for the first time. On Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser, which will immerse you and your fellow travelers in that galaxy far, far away. Your vessel is the Halcyon, a glamorous starliner. And once on board, you'll cruise to the galaxy for 2 days and 2 nights while becoming the hero of your very own Star Wars adventure. And as with any cruise, your fellow guests will board and depart together. But unlike most cruises, every experience, from dining to unique activities, are part of an immersive Star Wars story. Throughout your journey, you'll be invited to delve deeper into the adventure by interacting with the characters, crew, and the passengers you meet, and become part of the action that unfolds all around you.
All right. Your adventure begins at Walt Disney World when you check in at the terminal for your departure day. You and your crew are then invited into a launch pod that blasts you off into space. And through the window above, you'll see stars whooshing by until you see the Star Cruiser in the distance. It gets closer and closer until you connect up with the Halcyon. And then, you know those great Star Wars doors? They open with a and you emerge into the atrium beyond. Here, you spend the next 2 days and 2 nights living on board the spaceship. And everything, from an alien crew to the fact that absolutely every window has a view out into space. This, of course, includes the one in your well-appointed cabin. We hope you'll enjoy the ever-changing vistas as the ship progresses from place to place. Throughout your journey, you'll share your adventures with some interesting characters, some of whom you'll be meeting for the very first time. Some you may already know. But because this is Star Wars, you might suspect that not all is going to go according to plan, and we must travel with caution. You never know who you may encounter on your adventure. And be wary of who you make allegiances with, because the choices you make affect the course of your journey and ultimately determines how your Star Wars story unfolds. As we've mentioned, this immersive experience includes your activities, onboard dining experiences, and most importantly, it is an opportunity to live your multi-day story as it unfolds and interweaves with the crew, other passengers, and those Star Wars characters. And it all connects to your planet excursion or port day to Black Spire Outpost on Batuu. It also includes some thrilling activities on board the ship. One of the activities that I'm most excited about is that for the first time, both kids and grown-ups alike will get to face off against a training remote while wielding a lightsaber. It's like what we saw Luke Skywalker do as he was just learning to use the Force. Speaking of, reaching within and discovering any nascent connection with the Force that you may have could prove valuable. You'll also be invited to visit some of the working portions of the ship, like the bridge. Here, you'll get to learn a bit about the ship's systems, like navigation and defense. You'll even get to try your hand at operating them. And while the Halcyon never anticipates any galactic conflict, these defense skills that you just learned might come in handy later. Just saying. And perhaps you'll even discover some hidden spaces deep in the mechanics of the ship, where secret Allegiance members may hold meetings, or where you may just be called upon to become a hero. We're so excited to invite you aboard the Halcyon. She's in a class of her own, a legendary ship with an unparalleled level of service. And although she's had an interesting past, I'm pretty sure her future is going to be even more exciting. We're looking forward to beginning bookings soon. But for now, thank you, and may the Force be with you.
So we're gonna hop in line for this Heroes and Villains costuming.
Really?
Okay, I'm in line for this.
Yeah, we need to figure out
Ooh. You can see all the art when it comes to creating costumes here. Here's the Cinderella dress from the 2015 movie being showed off. And over here we have the Cinderella crown. And right next to it we have the Cinderella tiara worn by Anna Kendrick. So over here they actually show off a video of a case study from the royal ball from the Cinderella dress that they designed. It's kind of interesting. It's probably copyrighted, so I'm not going to include it in the video. Moving on to the next room. It's kind of cool getting to see all these costumes up close. Sometimes in movies it's hard to convey the texture of, you know, the fabric, but here I can definitely see it. Up next, Captain Barbossa's costume. So I won't lie, with the wig they used on this costume, it makes it look like the costume's worn like by a 20-year-old surfer dude, and not Captain Barbossa. That is not his hair. This next costume was worn by Hugh Laurie, Nix, in Tomorrowland, which is an underrated movie. I really enjoyed it. Oh wow, here's Michael Pena's costume in A Wrinkle in Time. And you could just tell this whole costume, it just looks so stiff. Okay, you might recognize these dresses as Hocus Pocus. Ooh, here's Meryl Streep's The Witch's costume. I can imagine this took a long time to make. Here's an up-close look at the Cruella de Vil costume. Oh, here's another costume from the film, and then to the left is the vehicle from it. Now, this isn't necessarily a costume, but it's pretty well designed. Just look at those seats. Oh, here's Maleficent. Ooh, over here we have Elsa from the Broadway musical. Cinderella's carriage. Another Cinderella dress over here. Ooh, I didn't even notice this, but over here next to the car you have a rotating Cruella de Vil. Next to is a puppy. Run away, Dalmatian, run away! Ooh, here you can see the art for Ramsley and what was first envisioned for his costume. You have some more Aladdin over here. Dumbo. Ooh, you have Mother Ginger and her Nutcracker costume. Here's Emma Watson's Belle costume from Beauty and the Beast. So yeah, this main hall area is definitely the place to be if you're a cosplayer. Hang out here and get lots of pictures taken with various people. I don't know if you can see this, but there's a Jungle Boat River Cruise cosplay coming up. There it is right there. I didn't think there's anybody in this, and then they waved to me. It's a Slave Sally in this Nightmare Before Christmas cosplay. Okay, this is Oogie the Hut. That's his name, actually. It works out so well. So they do have these cool posters where you can find out the schedule for various halls and exhibitions. I don't know if I've shown you this, but they have Marvel Studios has costumes here. Here's Hawkeye, Scarlet Witch, ooh, Black Widow. Ooh, here's Loki. Ooh, and here's Thor. Oh, this is some amazing cosplay up ahead. Oh wow, look at that.
Oh my god.
Just for fun, I went to go check out this line again for the Mickey's at Glendale shop. And I overheard someone say it's actually a 2.5 hour wait just to get into a store. I I couldn't do that myself. So at the Jelly Belly stand, they have a Frozen 2 ad made out of Jelly Bellies. So I'm also passing by the fan lounge once again just to see what the line was like, and it's extremely long. It's the longest I've seen it so far. You can buy a record player, I guess, with the songs from the movies that Disney has here. The record player is 120, and each one of these discs is 25. And it looks like Moana's actually sold out. There's once again no line at the Disney Hollywood Studios store. I guess once the pins sell out, nobody wants to wait over there. I see an amazing cosplay up here. We're gonna have to get a closer look at this. Oh my gosh. Oh wow. So there's a camera that he can actually see where he's walking.
Yes, of course.
You know where the plans are. I'm looking for the plans.
That's so amazing. Oh wow. One of the best cosplays I've seen here. Oh, and the shoes, they're flippers, like from scuba diving. Side view. Okay, the artwork's officially finished. Here's what the final thing looks like. They just finished with the R2-D2. Looks pretty amazing. I really love this Up cosplay. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, I think I just missed a dance party up ahead. Okay, they're just taking a picture.
Over here, look over here, look over here.
Amazing. So it looks like Disney's shampoo and like body wash that they have at the hotels at Disney World, at least, they have a whole booth here dedicated to their shampoos and body washes. I didn't know there was such a following for them. So I literally went to Disneyland and back and did some stuff in between, and the line for the Mickey's of Glendale still looks like it's like 2.5 hours. Amazing. I didn't even see this. This is a Hong Kong castle. This is what it's going to look like. So if I remember the panel saying right, this is based off like 7 different princesses. They just combined a whole bunch of different aspects into it. And originally Hong Kong's castle looked exactly like the one at Disneyland. Okay, you know what? This line for this dream store doesn't appear this long. I'm doing it. I'm gonna wait in line for one of these stores. Other than Hollywood, which didn't really have anything good. Let's check out this store. Okay, I'm in. And I can sort of understand why there's a line. Some of this stuff's pretty dang cool. Okay. This is $25. And this Spirit jersey, $65. They got some Funko Pops here for the Dapper Dans. I like this phone case, but they never have any phone cases for my Samsung Note 9. I like this shirt. I actually thought this was a real pocket, but nope. It's still pretty cool. Oh, they have a hat over here with Walt and Mickey. $27.99. Some prints over here. Tiki Room. Roger's Rabbit. There's some very expensive plaques over here. Here's Pirates, and that one's $1,800. And then there's a Haunted Mansion one. And that one's $2,400. Next to it you have a Yeti. Looks really, really cool, but it's $2,300.
This one was exclusive to just D23. They only made 5 of them.
Oh wow, only 5 of them. Yeah, I guess that's worth the price. Okay, there wasn't anything for me, so I'm heading out. You can tell the area is clearing out. There's not as many people here. Okay, I'm doing it. I'm waiting in this line. What else do I have to do on a Sunday? I got a good audiobook. I can wait an hour. I'm actually very glad I got here when I did. Apparently they just closed the line and there's like 20 people behind me, so I got here right in time. So I finally got into the store, check out their merch. They definitely have some interesting things here. I can see why this one was probably more worth it than others. Now this shirt looks cool. It has this print on it. Okay. I didn't film much, but I got a lot. We'll go over this later. Okay, I just got out of that shop and it took forever. I was back and forth texting Crystal. I was like, what do you want? What do you want? And then I finally got a list of her, and then it's just like, oh, they're out of her dress size. And then I, was like, sorry, I ran out. So we got off the call, and then like 10 minutes later, I was still in the store, and I said, hey, do you have any more of these sizes? They're like, yeah, I do. It's like, yeah, what size do you want? I'm like, yes. And he went back and he got them, so I got her both dresses she wanted, and basically it is a very expensive shopping trip, but let me go over everything later tonight of everything we got, but it was fun. It is well worth it. So they have a bench over here that you can actually sign, and a whole bunch of people were signing it. So I signed my name on that bench, and I got some information on the museum from Marceline, Missouri. I'll have to go there sometime. This expo definitely feels dead, but check out some of these shirts. Always be bold, unicorn mode, let me behind catch up, meet up at the finish line. They have some good shirts here. Whew. After that Mickey of Glendale store, I am so exhausted. Just like being in a store for too long exhausts me. Now we're headed out. It looks like they put on a movie over there and everybody's just watching. Okay, the conference is officially over. D23 is over this year. It's gonna be back in 2 years. It's the last chance to pose for a picture, and I think everybody's trying to get in on it. There's just so many people here. So they do have food trucks out here. They are not free though. You do have to pay for the food, but the food is definitely high quality compared to some of the stuff that's inside. So I'm really hoping the parking is correct here. It's only $24. It doesn't say there's a max, but I mean, I just had to park at the Clarion this morning. I was just in a rush this morning. I wanted to get in line, make sure I was there. I didn't know how fast it was gonna fill up. And I also didn't know where to park around here. So I'm really hoping it's only $24 to park here, because then it'd be worth it, you know? But yeah, here's hoping. So yeah, that's all it for me. Day 3 here at D23. It was an amazingly fun expo. I definitely am gonna do stuff differently next year. Get there a lot earlier for the lines, have a lot more things to do in line, because the lines are very long, but it is a lot of fun. Okay, so I wanted to show off what I got at Mickey's of Glendale's. Let's take a look at this bag. Okay, so first up, I got these pens that are paint brushes, and these pens are amazing. They say Walt Disney Imagineering in tiny text on them. Okay, up next, they actually wrapped this gift for me, so I'm going to unwrap it really quickly. So I just want to point out, they use so much wrapping paper here, but it's much appreciated, because what I got is this coffee mug that says Disney Parks, Imagining Tomorrow Today. And it's an amazing cup. It's a big cup too. It's not an ordinary coffee cup size. Okay, up next, I got 2 ears for Crystal. So this is a Haunted Mansion style ears. And then over here we have a Tahitian Terrace set of ears that she wanted. So up next, I got a notebook that says Walt Disney Imagineering. Now I absolutely love notebooks because I love writing down ideas and different notes I have, and this is going to be amazing. Okay, next up we have a Haunted Mansion style dress. And so, yeah, I'm trying to, yep, so here's the top. Up next is a t-shirt I got for Crystal that says, I don't see no laughing place, it's just bees. So up next is a Tahitian Terrace dress, and it has a Tahitian Terrace print from the earbands here, and this is a pretty amazing dress. Okay, so up next is another t-shirt. This one says no frowns allowed on the front, and then on the back it says take your frown, turn it upside down, Splash Mountain. Look how adorable these are. And this is for Crystal, and I think she's gonna love it. So up next is sort of a montage. So these are all Hawaiian shirts. And I got this Tahitian Terrace dress to match with Crystal's dress. And this Adventureland dress shirt I just got because I loved it. And then I also got a Haunted Mansion dress shirt to match with her Haunted Mansion dress. So we can be matchy-matchy. So all in all, D23 was amazing. I absolutely loved it. If you're going to go to it, definitely get there early for any panel you want to see. Because if you don't, it's going to fill up. By the way, the hotel parking ended up just costing $24. So that could be an option in the future if you have to get to the parks very early. But yeah, D23 was amazing. I strongly recommend it. It only happens once every 2 years, so you kind of need to, plan ahead for it because you don't want to book a vacation during that time. It's not going to happen every year. But yeah, that's it from me. I'll see you next time.